Today I decided to make things a little bit more interesting and ride my horse bitless. I've ridden Parker bitless a few times before and he's always been really well behaved, so I was not expecting him to do anything crazy today. But there were motorbikes in the field right behind the arena, so Parker was getting a little bit spooked by them, but he wasn't like properly spooking where he was like galloping off or anything, just looking at them a lot. Once I'd warmed him up, I did some circles to test his steering, and as you can see, he steers really well without a bit. I then decided to do these canter pulls. These canter pulls are sometimes a little bit scary because they're slightly too long for Parker's stride, because they're set up for a jump to be in the middle of them, so they're not really meant to be canter pulls, if you know what I mean. But I guess they'd be good for getting Parker to adjust his stride to a longer one. Once I'd done the canter pulls a few times on both reins, I decided to attempt to do some walk to canter transitions, because this was the first time I asked him to go into canter from walk. He didn't really understand what I was asking him to do, but the second time I did it, he did it so quickly. Whenever Parker didn't have a bit in, he was really good at slowing down, but sometimes he was a little bit trickier to steer. Like, as you can see here, I was trying to steer him away from my mum, but then he just kept walking towards her. Before the end of the ride, I decided to take away my stirrups and do some riding stirrupless, and one thing I noticed about Parker having a bitless bridle is he never chomps on the bit, but I guess he can't really chomp on the bit because he doesn't have a bit. But I wonder if he's just chomping on the bit because he just likes to chomp on the bit and not because the bit's annoying him. Because as you guys know, the reason I bought this bridle is because I thought Parker stopped chomping on the bit whenever he had this bridle on and with another bit, but it turns out it wasn't that. After riding him stirrupless for about 15 minutes, I then cooled him down, untacked him, and put him back out to the field.